Hey team, happy Friday. Hayden here from Picture. I want to share with you guys a bit of sales jargon today, and the reason I want you to listen to this is because if you're like most designers and creatives, you don't spend enough time doing marketing and sales stuff, you don't spend enough time in front of potential clients, and you don't put yourself out there to do the really hard activities that are actually going to generate you work. I'm talking about sitting down in front of prospects, calling prospects, going to networking meetings, and even just doing simple stuff like marketing stuff and social media marketing. The problem with most of us is we leave that up until when we're quiet. We leave it till we've just finished a job and we go, shit, now I need to find another job. What do I do now? I'm too busy. I'm doing all this stuff right now. I haven't got time to do any sort of business development stuff because I'm too busy. I'll wait till I'm quiet. That's the best solution. That's totally crazy because guess what? When you're quiet, that's when you need the money. You need to be planting seeds and doing work when you're busy, even though you're busy. So that fills the gap when you finish that project, because you might have 2 or 3 projects lined up and you go, I've got no time to do business development, no time to do sales, no time to do networking, any stuff like that. And then what can happen is you've got 3 jobs lined up and one of them postpones, another one cancels, and you've only got 1 job lined up and you've gone, damn, I had 3 months worth of work lined up and it's all gone now. What do I do? The key to this is consistency, and the way to think about your time when you're doing business development is this. Now I'm going to talk a bit of sales language for a sec. In my world, we talk about the opportunity value of your time. See, when you're doing admin work, right? How much do you think that's worth to you? Well, you might say, well, admin work, $20 an hour, $25 an hour, right? That's when I'm doing my invoicing. That's when I'm, finalizing a proposal. Maybe you've got a proposal template and you're just kind of typing in the bits and pieces. Maybe it's time spent on emails, all that kind of stuff. So maybe that's worth $25 an hour. And you go, okay, so second part of that, what's my creative time worth? Well, as you guys know, creativity is really hard to measure. And I don't want to put a price on your creative time. But just to make it super simple, let's go, well, that's $100 an hour, okay? It's $100 an hour. That's how much I would pay myself, or how much I should be making if I'm doing graphic design work on Illustrator, if I'm doing some coding or whatever it might be, okay? Or any kind of creative work, right? It's $100 an hour. So we've got 2 parts here. We've got, okay, the admin, let's say that's $20 an hour. We've got creative work, that's $100 an hour. And then you go, okay, so what about the third part to this? Let me just grab that color again. What about the third part to this, which is business development, which is sales, which is marketing, which is really anything that could generate you money in your business. Because the thing is, you can do the best work in the world, and it could be amazing, but if it's not being used by someone, if it's not functional, if you haven't got a client to sell that to, then you're just doing spec work, and that's all well and good if you're a student. But if you want to be a serious business owner, you've got to go, well, okay, I need to make time for this now. So one of the best ways I like to think about this is, let's say you meet with 2 clients, right? So you've got 2 clients. And I don't know about you, but think about this. If you meet with 2 clients, how many of those would say yes versus no? Or out of those 2 clients, how many would say yes and how many would say no, not right now, maybe later? For most people, and just to keep this simple, you might say, well, it's 50-50. If I meet with 2 clients, one will say, yeah, let's go ahead, when can we start? The other will say, it's too much for me, or I need to think about it, or I'll come back to you in a couple of months, or whatever, right? So you're going to get 1 out of 2 clients that you meet with. I think that's a pretty fair metric to work off. And then you go to yourself, well, what's an average project value for me? Who knows? It could be completely different for you, but it could say, hey, well, an average branding job is 2.5 to 5, maybe, whatever that might be, or an average on website might be 7 to, who knows, 15k. You know what I mean? On the top end, on the high end for you there. And then you go, okay, well, I'm going to meet with 2 clients. One's going to say no, one's going to say yes. So how do you work out how much your time when you're in front of clients, when you're doing marketing stuff, when you're doing sales stuff is worth? Well, that's really hard to pinned down, but one of the ways you can do it is go, well, if I meet with 2 clients, one is going to buy and one is not going to buy. So if I have 2 meetings and an average sale is $5K for me, then each of those meetings is worth $2,500, because I know the first person might say no and the second says yes, and then I've just made $5K. So where am I going with this? Where I'm going is you need to understand what your time's worth when you're in front of clients. Every time you're in front of a potential client, if your average sale value is $5K in this case, and you're only going to close 1 out of 2, then that 1 hour spent with that client is worth $2,500 to you. The reason I'm saying all this is because you have to understand that the value of what you do and the outcomes you create in your business are really based on the amount of activity that you put in, the amount of sales and marketing activity you put in on the back end, aside from all the design work you do. So if you're thinking about, man, I need to spend more time on sales, I need to spend more time on marketing, I need to spend more time doing that hard stuff, well, guess what? This is your call to go out and do it, because really what you've got to understand is your time in front of clients is the most valuable time you can be spending in your business, aside from the creative work you do. That's the time that's going to help you build relationships, grow your business, and get more sales and get more consistency, better cash flow, and more peace of mind. Because really, at the end of the day, for what we do, most of us aren't looking for massive profit in our business. Really, it's about lifestyle, it's about peace of mind, and it's about consistency, that we know we've got enough coming in each month. What I always say is you can't control when sales come in, you can't control when clients say yes. What you can control is the activities that you do to generate those potential clients and generate those sales. So I hope that was useful, guys. I went a little bit long today, but have an amazing week. We've got a great group of creative growth running at the moment with some amazing creatives. If you want to know more about our creative growth group and you're sick of not knowing what to do, where to start with your business, and want some more clarity and consistency, just ping me with the words growth. I'll give you all the details. Have an amazing weekend. Peace out. See you guys. Bye.